Food storage, emergency kits, medical supplies, it is a lot when you're first getting started. But today we're going to talk about 3 ways you can get organized when you start your preparedness journey. When I first started prepping, I would Google preparedness, or I would Google how to store food, or I would Google all of these questions that I had about getting ready, and I would find just so much content and so much information. Honestly, it got really overwhelming. And I quickly understood that if I was going to stay moving in the right direction, if I was going to stay confident on this journey, that I had to get organized. And that would allow me to break things down into smaller chunks and to give myself time to grow versus trying to jump in the deep end all at once, which is my natural tendency and temperament. The number one mistake I see new preppers make is they go online and they Google, what do I need to start prepping? And I will tell you, what you will find are these long lists of supplies that you need to get ready. And yes, if you want to be able to withstand any sort of catastrophe, there are a lot of supplies that you're probably going to want to buy. But the key is that you're going to buy those over time. I am not a proponent of rushing out to the store and purchasing all of the supplies all at once. But it can be really tempting when we get started to go out and buy all of the things without really thinking through why we are doing it. One of the easiest ways to get organized on your preparedness journey is just to create 3 simple lists. And I love these because they can take you from beginner steps from day 1 all the way through your preparedness journey. I'm on year 5 of my prepping journey, and I still use these 3 lists every day to help me stay organized. So there are 3 lists that you want to create for yourself. They are to buy, to learn, and to do. We're going to break those each down. Your to buy category is probably exactly what you think it is. It is the list of supplies that you want to add to your storage so that you can feel more prepared for any of emergencies. These may include things like flashlights, generators, food supplies. It doesn't really matter. It's just a list of things that you know you need to prioritize for purchase moving in your preparedness journey. And the reason I love this list is because it helps us track all of the things that we think we need for our journey. And I'll tell you, it's less than you think it is, but that's okay. Put everything on that list as you get started. All of the things that you see that other people recommend, ideas that you have, stuff that you know you want to do. The beauty of having a to-buy list is you can go back and edit as you learn and as you grow. As you go in your preparedness journey, you may be adding things with bigger price tags. Maybe that's a whole house generator or a solar generator. Maybe it is a freeze dryer for your food so that you can do long-term food storage. Again, those kinds of things have bigger price tags. We want to put them on the to-buy list so that we can prioritize what we're spending. And if you've listened to my essentials video, which I'm going to put a link down to below, you will know that I believe that you need to have a budget for your preparedness journey. And so when you get started, this to-buy list is a place to capture all of those ideas and things that you think you're going to need or think that you want in a way that's organized and simple. The second list that you're going to want to have is your to-learn list. And if you watched my first video about reasons I love prepping or why I think you should be prepping in 2024, you know that one of my favorite things about preparedness is learning and growing. There's always a new skill to add to your skill set. And so when we have this list that's to learn, it helps us stay organized and helps give us ideas for things that we want to grow or develop over time. My to learn list includes things like learning how to raise chickens, learning how to have a beehive. When I initially started my list, it was things like, how do I store dry food? How do I store water? How do I learn how to create a medical kit that's useful? How do I learn first aid skills? Those were my to learn items initially. As I've continued to develop and grow, those items have moved more into the homesteading space or the self-sufficiency space because that's where I am on my journey. For you, your to-learn list may include things like learning how to can or learning how to dehydrate food. It could be about sealing your food safely so that you can keep it for a long time. Maybe it's learning how to cook from scratch. I know that was one of the skills I needed to work on when I first started preparedness. The third list is to do. These are all of the things that you know you need to do to get more prepared, or you know that you need to do and kind of take action on, but you just haven't had time. Maybe that is creating your emergency binder. And if you're not sure how to do that, watch my emergency binder video. I'll put a link below. Your to-do list are all those things that you know you need to get done. It's not just about buying the supplies or learning the skills. It is about the things that you actually need to take action on. Again, this can be a list as simple as I need to run to Sam's or Costco and buy my first 2 weeks worth of water. It can be something like, hey, I know I need to go ahead and bin or containerize all of the food I purchased. It can be just simply decluttering that front hall closet so that I have some place to store the preparedness supplies I'm bringing into my house. That to-do list just helps keep you organized and gives you, again, a way to control your preparedness journey, a way to check things off your list. And if you're a type A checklist kind of kid like me, you know how exciting that is. And so these give us opportunities to grow from that perspective. All right, so I've convinced you why you need lists. Let's talk about how you keep those lists now. You probably already have a preferred method for list making or list keeping. For a lot of us, that is paper. We like to check things off. I will tell you, for preparedness, I use a digital list. I love using the tool called Notion. It is an online tool that you can access both on your phone and at your computer at home. And I love that because you can access it anywhere and you can create lists and you can develop them and grow as you go. If you're using a checklist software, again, it doesn't matter what you use, just make sure that you have ready access. I will say that as we have moved into a digital world, there is something appealing about always having a list on your phone, because the reality is that a lot of times we are out, we're at a store, we see something and we go, gosh, that would be a good thing to learn or to buy or to do or whatever. And we want to add that to a list right there. Having a list on your phone is a great way to do that because most of us carry our phones with us every day. Now, there's going to be some of you out there who are like, yeah, but Laura, what happens if I lose electricity or I don't have power and I can't get to my list? And I hear you and I understand. And so what I would just say is, if you're worried about that, keep a paper copy. Make sure that once you have those lists that you review them regularly. I would recommend no less than once a month. And the reason that I say that is a lot of times when we get caught up in this, or we're doing research, or we're reading a book, or we're listening to a podcast, we can add things to those lists that we just decide are really important because some expert or guru said add those to your list, right? Especially when we start talking about things to buy. There's always going to be someone out there that's telling you, here's things that you should buy. I'm going to tell you about things that I think you should buy. But what I want you to do is add those to the list and then really think about, how does that fit in with your journey, your goals, your situation? Because things that I need to worry about here in Colorado might not be relevant to those of you who are watching from Florida. Things that I want to buy because there are things that I enjoy doing might not be relevant to you because you may not be interested in them. Don't just write something on your list because someone said to. Or if you're gonna write it on your list, make sure you review it before you take action and determine whether or not those things are really going to help you on the journey that you are on, because we all prepare differently. We all have different goals. We all have different budgets. We all have different reasons we got into this lifestyle. And using those lists can help us really organize our thoughts and can help us categorize the things that we think are important. So use your list to help you plan, to help guide you, and to help you understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So that's it. Those are the 3 lists that I think you need to start your preparedness journey that I believe can help you grow and understand where you are. If you're still here and you like this video and you're finding the content useful, please do me a favor and hit subscribe, hit like, watch some of the videos that I have linked below that maybe can help you on your journey. And as always, if you have questions, if you have things that you'd like to learn more about, please just drop a comment below and I will be happy to create content for you. Thanks so much for joining me.